Lord Lipsey, such a friendly and familiar face for greyhound racing. Everybody sees you at the track, and I think that you're the sport's grandfather, if you'll take that with a compliment. Always with a friendly face, and I believe that you'll talk and give your time to anybody. So thank you for that, if I may say, how approachable and kindly you always are.
It's my pleasure, and I've got a lot of pleasure myself from my being involved with greyhound racing. You meet all types, and I like all the types I meet on the greyhound track.
Yes, you do. Are you ready for your top 10?
Yep.
What drew you into a lifelong love of greyhound racing?
Well, it's a slightly funny story. I worked for a man who was Foreign Secretary called Tony Crossland, and in 1976 he was standing for the leadership of the Labour Party. I thought, where can I go which I can be absolutely certain of finding nobody who knows anything about politics? I know, Wimbledon Greyhound Stadium. I went to Wimbledon, and coming down the steps towards me was a man called Matthew Oakeshott, who also worked for a major politician who was also standing for the leadership of the Labour Party. Anyway, he introduced me to people around the track, so I took to it very much, and I've been addicted ever since.
Like all of us. Who inspires you, David?
Do you mean in greyhound racing?
No, in life. Who do you take inspiration from, or what type of person or situation?
Well, I can answer that. Yeah. I take inspiration and hope to follow the example of people who I know to be straight and to be working in the interest of the public generally. I worked for Prime Minister Jim Callaghan, who had his faults, but he was always putting the country first. And of course, as a Labour man, I'm hoping the same will be true of Keir Starmer.
There we go. Politics or greyhound racing?
Well, the thing is that they combine so very nicely. One is regarded by some people as slightly frivolous. One is regarded by other people as slightly wicked. I won't say which is which. I like having a combination of different things. I've done a lot of different things in my life, and I like meeting a lot of different people.
A very political answer, but a good answer.
Thank you.
Now, where would you like to visit in the world where you haven't been yet?
I'm just about too old to get on planes anymore. I would like to go to Australia again to see the greyhound racing there, but I have been there, and so I can't ask you to book me a flight anyway at the moment.
So you've lived your life well. That's a good answer, really. And what's your favourite film?
I can't do that. I forget them as soon as I get out of the cinema.
Oh, right. Okie dokie. Right, okay. And what's the best book you've ever read, and what did you take from it? What have you reread and stayed with you?
This is very po-faced. I read Tony Crossland, the Foreign Secretary, who I talked about earlier. I read his book, The Future of Socialism at University, and it converted me from being a very left-wing young student to being, I hope, a reasonably sensible man who wants to do the best he can for the country.
I think you are a very, very genuine man. I think you've achieved that and continue to. What would you like to achieve for the sport?
Well, greyhound racing has been in decline for a very long time. Most of the reasons are not its fault, like stadiums being taken over for housing, like the coming of the betting shops. There's a long list of things that have made us decline, and most of all probably the fact that stadiums are attractive venues for housing development. Still, there are other sports which have had the same sort of problems that come back. Darts, isn't it?
Yes, and snooker.
Snooker.
Yes, it can be done.
It can be done. It takes a long time, and there's no certainty of success.
No.
But I'd like to think that as I lie on my deathbed, I can say, well, at least I had a go at that.
I couldn't agree more. I tell you what, die having had a go. Don't die saying, "Oh, I didn't." I couldn't agree more. I tell you what, if you go skint having a go. Don't go skint because of the expenses.
Yeah.
Now, you're very kind with your time and mentoring others and being gentle with others. Who was kind and mentored you as a politician?
well, it was Tony Crossland, but I don't think I'm very kind of you to say I'm kind and generous with my time. I think I'm impatient and a bit of a bastard sometimes, but can't change yourself, can you?
You're not. You're being cruel on yourself. Can you cook? And what would you cook if you? What's your best dish?
I do half the cooking at home, which is pretty good by modern standards. My wife's better at it, but I can do it. I love my spaghetti carbonara.
I love a carbonara.
Oh,
do you make the sauce yourself, though, or do you buy the sauce at the supermarket?
Oh, buy it in the supermarket.
You make your own carbonara sauce?
Of course I make my own carbonara sauce. And I'd see if the libel for saying I buy it in the supermarket.
That's a big claim. I might actually have somebody follow you into the supermarket to check. Okay.
You're on a certainty. We buy nearly no food from supermarkets. We do everything for ourselves.
Well done. Now, what is your favourite characteristic in a friend, because you're a good friend to others?
Well, I think the answer has to be loyalty and straightforwardness. And I'm pleased to say that most of the people I've come across in my life meet those characteristics. I can't stand double dealers, and I think I probably got quite a good record of getting my own back when a double dealer comes my way.
David, Lord Lipsey, thank you very much for being you. We've got to know you a bit better. You've always been kind to Greyhound Racing, and Greyhound Racing is grateful to you. Thank you for your interview.
And thank you for all you do.
Take care, David.